to Trashy Trashy, where we take a dumpster dive on this week's garbage people and a look at all the trashiest news stories. My name is Erica, and I am your host.
My name is Cassandra, and I'm your other host. Hi.
Hey. How you?
You know, I feel a little worried.
About what?
Well, I just felt a little bit plagued this morning when I checked Instagram. Let me give a tiny bit of context. You know, like when you see a movie or a TV show or something and it's getting like a ton of publicity before it comes out, and you're like, can kind of use that information to know that it might suck.
Yes.
So insider secret to all you normies out there, the more you're getting absolutely like destroyed by like publicity for a certain thing of like, my God, every meme account is pushing the Mean Girls movie, like something like that. You might have a stinker on your hand, and that's why they're putting so much promotion. So,
and that's not to say the Mean Girls movie is a stinker. I've heard it's fantastic.
No, I haven't seen it. It was the one that came to mind where I was a little bit worried about it because I was like, God, I'm really getting a lot of ads for this. Anyways, and that's not to say that this next thing I'm about to talk about that has me worried is going to be bad. Also, I hope it isn't. But a couple months ago, or a couple weeks ago, I don't know time anymore. It's not relevant. But Lady Gaga put on her Instagram a picture of her in the studio, and it was very exciting, right?
Yeah.
It was very, very exciting. And the issue is now, I feel like she's posting every other day in the studio, and that's making me nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this because you already know that your album might not be good, or is this because, you know, you're a woman of a certain age, and you're just not using social media right? Like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just like, okay, babe, like no more posts from the studio. Like, we all know you're there, you know?
Well, you know, I don't know if you follow conspiracy theory, Gaga, Beyonce, conspiracy theory, Twitter and Reddit, but Lady Gaga self-referenced her halftime performance at the Super Bowl with the eye, right?
Yes.
Beautiful, fantastic. Beyonce was in the stadium for the Super Bowl. What was the day of their mugshot from the Telephone music video?
Oh,
February 11th. February 11th, 2010. What was the Super Bowl day? February 11th, 2024. Now, what is the billboard in the Telephone music video? Texas Hold'em.
Oh.
Just says Texas Hold'em. What did Beyonce announce?
Her new song, Texas Hold'em.
One of her new songs, Texas Hold'em, her taking over the country genre. Okay, are we getting a Telephone part 2? Is Gaga in the stew because she's going to do some collabs with Beyonce? Are they reuniting?
Okay, here's the thing. Just real quick. Telephone part 2 wasn't Video Phone, or there's another one. I thought there was already a Telephone part 2.
Okay, I can't.
Because they did 2 songs together.
But it was like one, you know, like it was like one long. It was, but this will be the continuation of the journey in the app. Honestly, I feel like I'm the only person that's like this deep into Gaga. I mean, I'm not the only person, but
I looked it up, and there's a lot about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I didn't realize that the Video Phone, but now I'm looking. I don't think that the video for Video Phone has anything to do with the video for Telephone. So you're right. Maybe they are coming back, at least for one song. That would be great. That would be really great.
Wouldn't it be great? Wouldn't it be great? I'm just saying. I don't know, because Beyonce starves the children with no communication. So for her to do Verizon ad, we was feasting for a day. Anyway, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot being a Beyonce fan and a Lady Gaga fan. They're very different sets. You just sit differently in both of those.
Yeah. So, anyways, why are you trash?
Well, Cass, I love my time management, right?
Okay. Sure.
When I'm on it, I'm extremely
Okay.
effective.
Okay.
I can structure other people's days really well. When I do my day,
I guess I'm like, I love ice skating, but I don't ice skate, you know? So so I get it. Okay.
Haven't the ankles for it, but watch it every Winter Olympics.
I'm just kidding. I'm sure you made it. You're not horrible at it. I just don't like put time management like in your Venn diagram usually, but like I can't say that you're bad at it. So
that's because time management is sitting above the Venn diagram. It's the cloud of which I sit upon above my Venn diagram.
Sure. Okay. All right. Anyways,
sorry. Okay. So I can be very, very effective and like get more done in a day than some people can do in a week, or it could take me 4 weeks to do a task that takes 15 minutes.
Right.
It's really, really a coin toss of the gods, you know? But one way that I've been maximizing my time management and really making my mornings effective is eating in the bathroom.
Oh, babe, that's really, really...
No, hear me out. Hear me out. So I believe I don't always take a daily shower, but I do take a quick rinse or bath, right? Or sometimes a soak bath in the morning. Really just set my day up right with some self-care in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what did I buy at Target 2 years ago, which has been the best purchase of my life? One of them, a wood board that goes across the bathtub where you can have a cup holder, an iPad slot, a book slot. Yeah. One of those relaxation maximizers.
Those are nice.
Well, what I've noticed is if I lay one of those down in the morning, I can have my morning White Monster energy drink, my toast and peanut butter, and get my quick bathing done. And I get my breakfast in my bathtub all in one fell swoop, maximizing my time efficiency in the mornings.
There's something quite Roman about this.
Thank you.
I don't mean that as a compliment.
It's what? The aqueducts still work.
You're right. I don't want to see you beheaded someday because you're living this lavishly, you know?
Just Nero's 8th wife.
Also, like, respectfully, I don't know why, but like lately I've been like very worried about poop particles. Like I had to go in the office the other day, which, oh God, kill me. But I was on my way out. Like I was like, I need to leave the office. I don't want to be here anymore, but I'm going to go to the bathroom before I leave. And I had my water bottle, and my water bottle has like a straw in it. And I was like, I have to wash my water bottle before I use the straw again because the poop particles. I don't know. It's just been on my mind. So like when you tell me that story, I'm like, okay, that Monster energy drink, we don't need to worry about poop particles. It'll kill it, you know?
Yes.
But I feel nervous about your peanut butter toast.
I have a stomach of steel.
And like, are crumbs getting in your tub?
Who cares? I drain it out.
But is one clean if they've been bathing in bread juice?
Now that's the eternal question. Is one clean if they've been bathing in bread juice?
If you had one of those bathrooms that like the toilet was in an enclosed area, I'd be like, okay, like this is still like excessive, but like I understand the efficiency. But I'm just honestly, do you, babe? Because I did ask you why you were trash, and you did answer. So
the thesis has been completed.
And it's not like what I'm going to say next is going to be better. So
I'm just saying, if you like a leisure bath in the morning, why not maximize your time? Take your Pop-Tart into the bathroom.
This is hustle culture.
Yes.
If you're not eating in the tub, are you even working hard? Are you even going to be a millionaire before 22?
I'm Xing my gains and accelerating my efficiency by maximizing my intake, my nutrient intake in the cleansing phase.
If you need breakfast at all, you know, it's a sign of weakness. Do it while you cleanse. And if you're also not day trading while you're doing that, you're never going to retire.
Thank you. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
You're welcome. That's financial advice. All right, Cass, why are you trash? Cleanse me of this memory.
I wish I could. I have 2. This first one, though, is a Patreon exclusive.
I can't believe we just learned who killed Jimmy Hoffa on the Patreon. That's insane, Cass.
That's why I'm trash.
Where his body is and who killed him. Wow.
So the day that we're recording this, yesterday was St. Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day. And my husband made a nice dinner, spaghetti and turkey meatballs. He went to this place in Echo Park called Valerie, which is a coffee shop in Echo Park. So the staff is super rude, but they sell like these little petite four cakes, which are very yummy. And they're like my favorite. Mm-hmm. So he put this all together for me. And unbeknownst to me, I was feeling a little ill. So as the dinner started to get closer, I was like trying to be like sweet in my best ability, but I was getting nauseous. I was like, how much longer, honey? I'm feeling like kind of sick. Like, I think I'm just like really hungry. And he was like, it's coming, like whatever. And so by the time it was sat in front of me, I was so nauseous. I was like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I let myself get this hungry is what I was thinking. Mm-hmm. And then it was like within a couple bites, like a couple like minutes, I was like, I need to be excused. And I spent 15 minutes in the bathroom having so much diarrhea. Mm-hmm. So like nobody wants on Valentine's Day to get a "you okay" text when you leave the dinner table.
Yeah.
After they've made this
dinner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A nice dinner for you.
You know, that was happening to me last year. I would have like 2 bites of something, instantly puke, and then be like, man, and then brush my teeth, come sit back down. Because like nothing was wrong. My body was just like, we can't have that bite, but the next bite's fine. And I mean, to go back from vomit to just like brush teeth, sits down, finishes chicken parm, and then the person who cooked it looks at you like, are you fucking okay? It's scary.
Yeah. It's so I did. I went back to the dinner table and I was like, sorry about that. And like had a little bit more, but I was like, I want to save room for my desserts. Like, cause I was feeling full. And then after like I had the desserts, I was like, I literally reheated the rest of my food and ate it. So it was just like a little bit out of backwards, but I guess that's kind of why marriage is cool.
Yeah.
Cause had we not been married, I probably would have been like a little bit more self-conscious about it, but like we have a legal contract that says like, sorry, you can't be too salty that my body is doing body things. And obviously something I ate made me sick earlier, like probably from being in the office, to be honest. But anyways, honestly. So I had a bunch of diarrhea during Valentine's Day. That's why I'm trash.
What a beautiful day. What a beautiful Valentine's Day.
Thank you so much. Oh, I also, I handmade his card this year, which was not my intention. I bought him a card about a month ago and I forgot where I put it. So.
And when you find it for next year.
Oh yeah.
Find it. Yeah. Well, Cass, before you seem to have gone bottoms up, but before we get into our first story, let's go ahead and hear a couple ads.
Hey, do you want to start your own podcast?
Cass, are you breaking up with me?
No, not you. The baby trash cans.
Oh, so they should use Zencastr like we do.
It is so easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. You log on your computer, you press record, and you've got yourself on the road to making a studio quality podcast.
It's an all-in-one platform too, y'all. So you just create your podcast, then Zencastr does the rest, distributing it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all other major podcast destinations.
Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code TRASHY to get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan.
That's Zencastr. Skip the last D.
We want you to have the same easy experiences that we do for all of our podcasting and content needs.
It's time to share your story.
Again, that is zencastr.com/pricing for 30% using promo code TRASHY.
Zencastr.com/pricing. Use code TRASHY at checkout.
Baby trash cans, are you in the market to make your personal care routine a little bit more eco-conscious? Because natural deodorant is a great place to start.
Cass, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about Wild, the UK's #1 natural deodorant company that's focused on performance, style, and sustainability.
With 100% vegan formula ingredients derived from plants, Wild is focused on making their deodorant safe for the humans and the planet.
Oh, so no skin-irritating complex chemical compounds?
No mama and no aluminum salts or parabens. Or aluminium, since it's from the UK.
Sign me up!
Funny you should say that because Wild offers flexible subscription services, or you can purchase one at a time.
Well, that's convenient. Oh, and it looks like Wild offers new limited edition cases and scents each month.
We love variety.
Go Wild today with a special discount of 25% off your first order when you use code TRASHY at checkout.
Go to wearewild.com and use code TRASHY at checkout.
One more time for the people in the back. wearewild.com and use code TRASHY at checkout.
All right, let's get into our first story from ABC30.com, sent in by Tina Curry. Hanford residents speak out against Bottoms Up Coffee Bar coming to the city's South Valley. Can you breathe back from the mic? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Hanford residents speak out against Bottoms Up Coffee Bar coming to the city's South Valley. Residents are voicing their concerns over a new business. I guess they don't want the Bottoms Up Espresso Bar. Bunch of fucking homophobes.
Hanford. I have a friend who's from Hanford. It's in California. It's in the Central Valley or Central California. But they have a great quote in here from a Hanford resident that says, "My family and I do not want a pervert magnet in our city, much less in our neighborhood, and we consider Bottoms Up Cafe exactly that, a perv magnet." Love
honestly, it. That's a great name. The baristas serve drinks in bikinis. I'm sorry. You don't like Twin Peaks? You never eaten at a Hooters?
Here's the thing. I also don't like these businesses. But I guess it's not, I'm not like worried about the kids. I think I also just don't like perv magnets. Turns out. I'm like, who am I? You know, this is this freedom of speech? I don't know. Yeah. But like, this just seems like such an outdated, like, concept. This seems like late 90s, early 2000s when it was like really just like A-okay to over sexualize women, like kind of the peak of that before things started to like before people were like, no more, like you have to stop, like, well, like those Playboy TV shows kind of shit, like that is what this time, that's what these types of places remind me of. And it's like that time is behind us now.
I can see anal fisting goat boy at the click of a button in my pocket now on my phone. These restaurants kind of started at a time where maybe you had to find pornography in a tree in the woods, and there was just the porn tree where people would exchange pornos without words. Like there would just be, you know, or like you would sneak getting a peek on pay-per-view, but it was scrambled. Like there wasn't accessibility of the body like this before.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
It also, I'll be honest with you, if you want the hard truth, the not so funny truth, the people who work at these places, if they even require them to be 18, which you are not required to be 18 to work at a Hooters, I think you should be 16, they'll make you a hostess. You have to be 18 to be a waitress, but like the hostesses wear the same outfits as the waitresses. But here's like the tea is young girls are going to get jobs at places like this because they will make money doing it. Mm-hmm. But there's going to be an element of shame that is put on them, or kind of like secondhand embarrassment. Like, oh my God, like, you know, who works at Bottoms Up? Like whatever. but people are so, it's kind of like having an OnlyFans, you know, but like people know about it. And it's kind of like some people are going to feel some type of way about it. And then there's going to be a lot of people, like a community of people who are like lurkers. And it's going to be like this girl's dad's friend.
Oh.
Like they all go to the Bottoms Up. Oh, I didn't know your daughter worked there. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You know? So I just think it's like, it's going to, it's a culture. You're going to have young girls who are going to work here.
Yeah.
And their classmates and their dad's friends are going to come and be the patrons. So in that sense, it is a pervert magnet. I just, gosh, I've grown up, I guess. I don't know.
But
is
the latte art just a pair of titties instead of like a flower or heart, or, you know what I mean? Is it just two whoop whoops, like a W every time?
Which would be nice if they were fully clothed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Maybe that should be the pitch. I've never even heard of Bottoms Up Espresso, though. So maybe it's like, is it a chain?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's a chain. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a chain.
Good coffee is sexy. That's their tagline.
Franchising is available. So, Cass, what if we opened our own Bottoms Up and put a bunch of men in bikini briefs in it? And then it was a perv magnet for a different type of clientele.
Smart.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We get them all. We bring all the boys to our yard.
Yes. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Name your own price here at the Bottoms Up, which is a segue to our next story.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you were going to take that one.
Nope.
From boingboing.net, PriceMaster determining garage sale prices. And this 22-year-old footage is a work of performance art. Have you ever seen this video before?
No.
Oh, God. Okay.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Okay.
This is from 2001, February 10th, 2001. A group in Denton, Texas.
Different time.
This is pre 9/11. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Wow. We're just like, can really nail the time frame. There's
some huge like difference. Like there's pre 9/11 and there's pre COVID. Those are just absolutely different eras, the different times. It's crazy.
No, because here's the thing. I've lost like 3 years of memory, not of like memory. I've experienced things, but if I go, oh, we went to that like a year ago, that means 2019. This is 2024. Yeah. If I say, oh, we just went to this thing last year, there's a year's gap where that just never happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still accounting for COVID math. Yeah, it's hard. Where I'm like, oh, I did this thing. And then I look at my coworker and I'm like, when you were in junior high? Wow. Okay. But here's what happened. Pre 9/11, Denton, Texas, a group of friends held a garage sale, and all of the prices were determined by PriceMaster. It was a masked person. And basically, everything is for sale. Make me an offer. And it's home video footage. And it's like this jester-esque regalia stood atop at the local garage sale, and people would pick up an item and they would make an offer to PriceMaster, and he would respond with like an absurd counter offer. So it's like, here's a serving dish for what, like $5? And PriceMaster would reply like $5,000. I don't know. It just, I love it. I love how people were just filming it back in the day even, and they were like, this is something, you know? And you hate it, it seems.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, babe. I'm not myself lately, I guess.
I love it.
All I see is a group of fuck-offs in Texas messing around on garage sale day.
And you're like, this is Saturday, this is the Lord's Day, this is serious business.
I got 3 more sales to hit and a couple open houses to look at for no reason. Like, how much is this dish? You know? I'm not going to pay $5,000 for it. Oh. I'm not here for your performance. You just told me before we started recording that you hated skit culture. How is this not skit culture?
Okay.
I guess this is clowning and this is performance art. Okay, fine. Yes, it's not skit culture.
It's high art.
It's not, though. It's just it's people in Denton, Texas. No offense. I've been to Denton. It's nice. It's cool. It's very,
And you're saying art
hip.
can't happen anywhere?
You know what it is it kind of reminds me of like, maybe it's triggering because you hear about like the old days of like UCB where they used to like take it on the street, like Adam McKay and Will Ferrell would like do these crazy things like in the streets of New York, and now they're so famous and all these kinds of things. It's like very punk rock kind of comedy, and I think it just triggers me because now it's like this like comedy like machine. I don't know. That's really what it is. My A to C of this is that it's going to like the punk rock UCB vibe, and I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah, and this is pre all that though. That's what's cool.
Well, that's all of those punk rock stories of all of those people were also pre whatever.
So back in the day,
that's nice. That's like, nice for these garage sale people. That's very fun.
There was back in the day, clowning was kind of seen as like the high art, like the Buffon and all of this. And there was this clown that was like so famous, Italian clown who killed a kid. Oh, Pagliacci.
Pagliacci.
The
sad clown.
He was like,
he killed a kid?
Yeah, he was so famous that like he was walking. And is this something about? Maybe it's fine. But yeah, basically it's like
I refer to Pagliacci all the time because I say that I identify with him. I didn't know that he was a killer.
Quick editor's note. Actually, it was a French mime named something Dabarou. Sometimes I'm wrong. Well, basically he was like so revered. Like this is like in the OG days of clown, like the beginning of clowning, really kind of like gesture and clowning. And this kid mocked him in the street, and he had his cane, and he basically just like whopped the kid, and the kid died, and everyone was like, should have been making fun of the clown, and there was like no repercussions. He was just like, carry on. Anyway, I'm like, I wish these like clowning buffoon kids nowadays would try that kind of shit. Like, I don't know, just like take out a smash and grab or something. Do something interesting, you clowns. That's all I'm saying.
I heard something. I guess I was wrong what I was thinking of when I think of Pagliacci, because it was the whole
Murdered his wife, like the sad opera.
Yeah, but I knew of a story of like a man goes to a doctor and says, I'm so sad, I'm so upset, and the doctor goes, you just need to cheer up, and there's a clown in town, why don't you go and see the clown, why don't you go see Pagliacci perform? And then the man goes, but I am Pagliacci. And that I always identified with. However, I don't know if that's actually Pagliacci's story now. Maybe that's someone else's sad clown story.
Yeah, probably.
Oh
Lord. I don't know. It's hard to make a living in general, much less being a clown. Must be hard work.
Well, work's going to get even harder because service jobs now require a bizarre personality test from an AI company. That's the headline of our next story from 404 Media.
Applying to some of the most common customer service and food service jobs in the country now require a long and bizarre personality quiz featuring blue humanoid aliens, which tells employers how potential hires rank in terms of agreeableness and emotional stability. If you've applied for a job at FedEx, McDonald's, or Darden Restaurant, they own Olive Garden and other chains, you might have encountered these quizzes, and it's run by Paradox.ai. Basically, you have to have empathy and show all of these personality quizzes for these blue fucking aliens. I'm like, this is what drives me insane is people are like, nobody wants to work anymore. And it's like, have you seen the hoops people have to jump through to get the job as a dishwasher?
Yeah. It's, I've seen these types of personality quizzes before, and you just kind of never know like what you're getting into. No. But it was never for like jobs like this. The hardest, like very, very like service level job that I've ever seen an application for was when I was like a teenager and my cousin was applying to work at Subway, and on the Subway application they had like a math test, and I was like, oh wow, that's like pretty intense. But that was like the most intense that I'd ever seen. But like I can't remember what I've applied to where I've had to do these like quizzes, but it is that whole thing of like on a scale of 1 to 5, like how much do you agree with the statement and stuff like that. Yeah. So this isn't necessarily new. However, certainly a blue humanoid alien, that's new.
Ugh. All right, this is a Patreon exclusive. Back to the main feed.
Yeah.
From page6.com. We went on a Subway, Beachbody, AI
whole
glitch. Whole
tangent.
One
that I thought was gonna be on the main feed, and then it got too weird that it had to stay on Patreon.
It had to stay. All right. And you can sign up at patreon.com/trashy podcasts.
Don't forget
from page6.com. Current Bachelor, Joey, I'm not going to pronounce his last name because I haven't been watching the season and I don't know. And it's maybe an Italian name and I don't want to embarrass myself, which
certainly looks Italian.
I mean, you put a Z and a gra and a Z together. That's something Italian, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So the current Bachelor, Joey, confuses Gypsy Rose Blanchard for Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Hey.
The Bachelor Nation, not known for the IQ.
Here's the thing. He doesn't look. I don't know who I didn't know who Gypsy Rose was either. Okay. I know who. Okay. Which that makes people sick, but like, I just didn't sorry.
We're going to do a Patreon only where I walk you through the case. I walk you through everything.
That sounds awful. I'll watch the documentaries, but I don't want to because I don't care. I'm saying it. I'm sorry. Don't come for me. But like, it's like, okay, she justifiably, I guess, killed her mom and now she's out of prison. Anyways. And now she's like internet famous, or was, because like her 15 minutes already feel over. Anyways.
She's in it, babe. We gonna know about her forever.
Okay. Well, he was playing a game on the internet website called Betches.
Betches Media.
Yeah. And it's called How Online Are You? So obviously, like, you don't see all these pictures of Gypsy Rose unless you're like online. And here he didn't look at Gypsy Rose and go, oh, is that former Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I think he just like knew that Ruth Bader Ginsburg was like a famous name that was kind of interesting.
And a brunette, shrinking woman that had the appearance of a
I think he just
Munchausen by proxy child because of her shrinking with age.
I think that he just had heard the name Ruth Bader Ginsburg and couldn't remember where he'd heard it, but knew he'd heard it often enough that certainly, because he sees it and he's like, I don't know who that person is. He said it like right away. I don't know who that person is. And he could have stopped there.
Right.
But then he said, is that Ruth? It's Ginsburg or Ginsburg's like that. Am I wrong? And this poor dumb man, like, what a privilege to not, I guess, have to know who Ruth Bader Ginsburg is. That's some white male privilege if I've ever heard it. But like, come on. I don't know. Give the guy a break.
I can't. It's just insane. He was embarrassed after the production team told him the right answer. And he's like, oh, the convicted felon who helped murder her mom because of her mom's abuse, and the trailblazing Supreme Court justice who should have retired. But whatever. Anyway, I just...
Well, she did retire.
Death is not retirement.
That's how they retire in the Supreme Court.
She should have let Obama replace her. I can't get into politics. Anyway, Cass.
What's up?
I'm going to need a break.
Yeah, okay.
Erica, if I can be real, I'm worried about the planet.
Hey, Cass, it's a comedy podcast.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, well then let me just jump to what I wanted to bring up. Have you heard of Sun and Swell Foods?
You mean the nation's first online plastic-free grocery store?
Yes, that's what I mean. I want all the baby trash cans out there to have a chance to shop the assortment of delicious, healthy foods in plastic-free compostable packaging.
I read by 2050 there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish. So imagine if we had access to yummy, plant-based, gluten-free, real foods without the plastic packaging.
Well, Sun and Swell is a women-owned small business based in Santa Barbara who are offering people just that. Oh, and BTW, if you don't have access to compost to ditch the packaging after you're done, they have a send back program. They are not wasting anything, babies.
So if you're looking for a more planet-friendly pantry, shop Sun and Swell and get 20% off site-wide when you go to sunandswellfoods.com and use code TRASHY at checkout.
That's 20% off your entire order when you use TRASHY at sunandswellfoods.com. Ugh, not another ad.
Sorry, Cass, but Mama's got to pay the bills.
Surely there's another way.
Oh, there is. You can subscribe to the Trashy Podcast Patreon.
That's ad-free episodes?
And longer episodes.
So much trash.
And even sometimes we release bonus behind the paywall only content.
Exclusive trash.
Sign up for memberships as low as $1.99 per month at patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast.
So patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast. Oh, that's fun. There's different tiers. Wait, what is this $200,000 a month?
Oh, at that level, we'll stop doing a public podcast and do a private podcast for you daily for one very rich, very cool listener. That's patreon.com/trashytrashypodcast and sign up today.
Welcome back. You just missed some really interesting travel tips on the Patreon feed. So again, if you don't subscribe to the Patreon, it would be so cool if you did. I don't have a fan fiction today, by the way. I'm just going to say that. I'm behind by a few. I feel like I say this like every episode to a point where I'm just going to have to stop saying it. But like, just because you don't get it, the instant gratification is signing up for the Patreon and hearing all those exclusive stories. The delayed gratification is, of course, eventually I will write a story about you. So just keep that in mind. I will. So we have another story sent in by Tina Curry from liveandletsfly.com. Man, we could do a whole separate podcast just about people acting wild on planes. That actually would be if our respective partners ever did their version of Trashy, which they'll never do because I will sue them
into oblivion.
They do like airplanes. So
half of yours is half of mine now. So I get a quarter of your marriage's worth.
It's going to be so stupid financially to go through with that lawsuit. But you think I got here on smarts? Anyways.
You don't get to host the Trashy podcast. They were just handing out PhDs at the trash factory, okay?
No, Erica's eating toast in the tub to maintain her street cred, okay? A woman who dropped her pants on the Frontier Airlines flight has been charged. You guys, don't mess around on planes.
That's because she's getting... Sorry, say that. Don't mess.
Guys, don't mess around on planes. The law is just different. It's more intense. This isn't pirate law. This isn't international waters. Mm-mm. You're messing with like federal TSA, like Guantanamo law. It's just different.
And here's the thing. She was probably charged because she brought a pair of pants and Frontier was like, oh, you didn't prepay for that ahead of time. It's beyond your wearing pants is beyond your carry-on limit. I had a gentleman at the Heathrow airport, like their airport security enforcement, whatever Europe gets to live by or whatever, their security guy tell me that the American TSA is basically like the bus security. he talks so much shit because I was trying to explain to him why I could have more items in my plastic bag that were over the liquid ounces, and that I'm normally a very good flyer because we're like fighting at like 6 o'clock in the morning politely, like, oh, absolutely. Sorry. No, actually, I do need that aerosol dry shampoo. We're going back and forth. And I was like, in the States, I have TSA pre-check. Like I am a really good flyer, I promise. And he was like, TSA, that's like the bus security here, which means anybody can just hop on one. Whoa. And I was like, oh shit, now you're making me be a fucking patriot? Now I have to defend my country's airport security that I hate? He had a good laugh that day. All right, on to the story.
So last November on a Frontier Airlines flight from Orlando to Philadelphia, a woman decided that she needed to pee before landing, but the seatbelt light was on, and so she had to wait. But as soon as they landed, she like stood up and she was like, okay, time to pee. But I think they were still taxiing because the flight attendants, everybody was like, you have to wait. And then she was captured on video saying, I'm ready to pee over here. Sorry, everybody. Pulled her pants down, exposing herself to everyone in the cabin around her, including a small child next to her, and squatted on the aisle floor. And people started to scream, and she yelled back, let me use the lav. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. I gotta go pee. But then she changed her mind, quickly stood up, and threatened to kill a bunch of people.
Of course.
And then finally, I think, made it to the bathroom. I don't know. She's like 60 years old. Really didn't handle this well.
No.
You gotta, because here's the thing. She probably just said, I'll kill you if you get in my way. But I don't think she actually threatened to. But it's like, you're in too deep. Anything you say at that point
will be used against you.
Also, it turns out that she was drinking that whole flight. Because the flight attendants were like, yeah, like she had like 3 or 4 cocktails on that flight. So
yeah,
she's like,
don't make me advocate for taking away booze on airplanes because it's one of my few joys. Having a drink in the sky, but I don't know. People lose their damn minds.
She faces fines up to $355,000, up to 21 years in prison, followed by 3 years of supervised release. And she's unlikely to be hit with that maximum jail sentence, but she probably will go to jail for like a second at least.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, but also act right, you know?
Just
like
act
you
right.
can't do this. You can't do that.
I know.
I'm sorry you had to pee. You're better off pissing in your seat.
Honestly, because then it make the airline look like they're the jackass, not you.
I mean, you're still like probably a little bit the jackass though, because you're the one who had like a couple cocktails on the flight and then waited until the last minute to like need to pee. I don't know. But you could have like rang the stewardess light when you landed or a couple times and been like, hey, like first opportunity that I can get to get up. Like I really need to pee. Like I'm in my 60s. I'm going to pee my pants.
Yeah.
Like
there's
something
ways
else.
to go about it correctly.
People get crazy on flights. People get absolutely crazy on airplanes. It's just, it's stuff. And you know what, babe? There are some stories that are so crazy that sometimes we have to cut them.
That brings us to a little segment called We Cut That.
And we cut that.
It's either all in the headlines or it's, you know,
too much,
not enough juice. Too much juice, yeah.
All sorts of things. This comes to us from Apple.News. A woman formerly known as Rachel Dolezal loses school job over OnlyFans account. I don't want to touch that.
Formerly known as Rachel Dolezal. Gee, that's a familiar name, isn't it?
I don't want to touch this.
Is that that woman? What?
With a
we should
with a 10-foot fucking
woman,
pole. Yes.
Is that woman who
who's like, I'm black, even though she was born to 2 white parents? Yeah. Yeah. She goes by a different name. There was a whole documentary. The 10-foot pole, I don't want to touch it with.
Does she still identify as You're right. We cut that.
We cut it. Yeah. Here's another one. And this was just like, I don't know. It just felt, it feels, you know, when something's like too simple that it feels complicated.
Totally.
This is from wild941.com. Florida woman arrested for meth and asked cop to don't take my dildo. And again, it just feels too simple.
Because it's like, is there meth in the dildo? Is there meth in the
dildo? Is this a meth dildo? Yeah, like what's...
No one was going to even think about the dildo until you brought the dildo up, you know?
It's the Streisand effect. Yeah, we weren't even thinking about the dildo until you made it a thing.
And you know that when you see the dildo in the first act, it's going to kill someone in the third.
Chekhov's dildo.
From the dailystar.co. A woman whips out her boob on the London Underground, and then some guy put it in his mouth.
I'm sorry, is breastfeeding illegal in London? Oh,
I
the
don't
man
know
was
that-
in his 40s. Okay. All right. Well, that's different.
He was just like staring at her weird, and then she put her boot out, and then I don't know. It's a little bit too much of a freaky stuff for us to get into, I think.
Do those things. Just don't make me a part of it. Don't do it in public to make me a part of it. That's all I'm asking, you know? Like
Me
suck
or
a
children.
tit. Children. Yeah. Yeah.
The last one is from Facebook. We got a post from the Elk Grove Police Department, Sacramento, California. For there said that we're offering a Valentine's Day special, and it's a picture of like a blurry picture of cops in front of a house, and it says, "Your ex has warrants? We'll deliver bracelets on Valentine's Day."
Asking you to snitch? These fucking cops. Do your job. Do your job.
Yeah. They're really getting goofy.
Also, using Facebook. Somebody that is on the, let me just say this. Someone that's on the Elk Grove Police Department's Facebook fan page absolutely has an ex with warrants. Like, that's of course. You know what I mean?
Patreon exclusive.
Back. Cass, are you ready?
Girl, something has come up.
Oh, what's that?
I just got an email. Notice of proposed class action settlement. Girl?
What's up?
This is so appropriate to come up on Trashy Podcast, because did I not throw out once the streaming service AMC Plus?
Yes.
Because I said, really, AMC Plus? You have Walking Dead and Mad Men and you're charging people for this? And wouldn't you know, here we are, a proposed class action settlement against AMC services, AMC Plus, Shudder, Acorn TV, ALLBLK, Sundance Now, and HIDIVE. Look at that.
Wow.
It's almost like someone heard this podcast and said, you know what? It is bullshit. That I don't even know what they did, but I bet it's somewhere in here being like charging people to like watch 6 seasons of Mad Men when you could just like put it up on something else. I guarantee that that's what it's about. Anyways, I'm gonna submit to this one.
Please.
Yeah.
As you should. That's your money.
Yeah, got to.
Love this.
All right. Yes, babe. I am ready. Did you ask me if I was ready? Because I wasn't before, but I am now.
I had. Yep.
Okay. You understand why I stopped.
Oh, and grateful for it. Nothing
Yeah.
I love more than a class action lawsuit. We have to
I know.
hold the powers that be we have to hold them accountable.
100%. But I am ready. So let's do it.
It's time for the dumpster fire of the week.
Oh my God.
Now, Cass,
Yeah.
this one's near and dear to me as it takes over some of my Venn diagrams, which is Beyonce Knowles Carter and country music. Two things I love dearly. So if you were living under a rock, Beyonce had a Verizon commercial where she was paid a hefty $30+ million sum.
During the Super Bowl.
During the Super Bowl.
It's a Super Bowl commercial.
With Tony Hale. And she soft tease a residency at the Sphere in Las Vegas? We shall see. But she announced that she is dropping 2 singles, Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages, which will be country music.
Now, I listened to Texas Hold'em, but she didn't actually release the other one yet, did she?
She did. Yeah, it's just not getting as much play, but she did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For things that I can't say because I signed an NDA, I can't even say them on the Patreon. So you're just going to have to wonder. It's been a little difficult for me to get back into Beyonce, but I did listen to Texas Hold'em and it has been stuck in my head the whole time. So I will say, like, she makes catchy music.
And does she do anything half-assed? But okay, the reason why we're talking about it is from Variety.com. Will country music radio play to Beyonce's new songs? The superstar's surprise move will put old rules to the test. Basically, she released these 2 country singles. She's really going to go wholeheartedly into the genre as a part of her Renaissance Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. But will country music radio stations play her songs?
This is Act 2. I thought it was Lemonade Act 2.
No. So it's like Renaissance. So Renaissance was like taking over back dance music. The second act is going to take over country music. And I think the third piece of this whole trilogy is going to be her doing a rock album.
Oh, that's interesting.
Taking back, you're not deep in the Beehive Reddits, but basically,
I thought it was Act 2 because I kept seeing things about Lemonade, and then it said Act 2, and I was like, "That's weird," because she had an album already out after Lemonade, or like 2 maybe. Yeah. But it's because Daddy Lessons was on Lemonade, which was a country song too. So maybe that's where I was getting confused. It doesn't matter.
Which was the highest watched CMA performance when she did it with the Chicks, and they have scrubbed that from their website. Is it because of the Chicks? Is it because of Beyonce? Who knows? But basically, she's taking back the 3 genres that Black people pioneered, and then it became like predominantly white. So, associated with white people. But she's like, house and dance music, great. Black people did that, and I'm going to show you with Renaissance. Country music, great. Black people formed that. I'm going to take this back. So, a Oklahoma radio station wrote a terse response to a fan when they requested, "Hey, will you play Texas Hold'em?" at his local country music station. So the user posted on X, formerly known as Twitter. And the KYKC country music station in Oklahoma said, we do not play Beyonce, as we are a country music station. So that user then tagged many of the other stan accounts in the Beehive. So the Beyonce Defense League, it went viral. The next day, Tuesday, that station announced that they would be adding Texas Hold'em to the playlist. Basically, a way to be like, the Beehive come after us, and now our moms are being held hostage. I'm gonna do it.
What you expect?
Yeah. So now the question is like, will this like predominantly in the modern era, like predominantly white genre, take and play Black artists like Beyonce? Now there are like Black country music artists, like Darius Rucker,
yes,
Kane, Charlie Crockett. Like there are a lot of like Black people. I mean, there's like a lot of really great country music artists, but will they embrace her as she's not been traditionally a country artist? But also, is there a lot of like
play Lil Nas X, who
they wouldn't play Lil Nas X. They don't play Casey Musgraves on the radio.
They don't?
Nope. Not on country music, because she's like, she's critically acclaimed. She plays everywhere else, but like country music stations won't play artists that kind of they don't play Maren Morris on the music when she, at her artist, CMA Female Vocalist of the Year, thanked all Black artists and just shouted them out. Like, there's a lot of instaunched racism in country music.
Which is so crazy, because if you listen to modern country songs now, there are so many of them that contain like rap breaks. And the only reason I know that is because there's like all these like gross idiots doing videos of them on Instagram, like men trying to like look hot. And then they're like rapping these country lyrics. And it's like, what the fuck is up with country music these days? It's almost
it's the post 9/11 country music. Like it artists used to be like, I shot a sheriff in broad fucking daylight, or my heartbreak. And now it's pop music with a twang. The genre has gone downhill, and I do blame 9/11, and I do blame artists like Toby Keith, and I do blame a lot of people that took that from us, and now it's this hyper nationalistic, it's just, it's the same.
Well, there's that element, but there's also like this this just COVID Instagram-y TikTok version of country music. Like,
gotta be the
that
boots.
I feel like started like by like Sam Hunt and stuff like that, where it's like this man is rapping, but because he has a Southern accent, and there's like, which by the way, I like Sam Hunt's music. Just putting that out there, or at least I did that one album. I haven't listened to him since, but like, love in the back of the truck with the tailgate down, just put some speakers on.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hate that kind of stuff. but
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what country music sounds like now. So the irony of like, if a Black person like Lil Nas X or something makes Old Town Road, which sounds exactly the same, but he's Black, so they won't play. It's just like, country music, your ass is showing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, pull up your pants. You look
Yeah.
ridiculous. And you keep telling everyone, no, my ass isn't showing.
Yeah.
I have a belt on. It's like everyone can see your ass. Does that metaphor make sense?
No, exactly. I went to a show at the Troubadour I think it was like 2021, 2022. That was like the Black Opry. And basically it was a traveling show of like all Black country music artists. And it was, them taking it back. I mean, like Morgan Wallen, who's like playing huge, was a freaking caught on camera multiple times saying the N-word. So it's just like, and then he was embraced by the genre again. But like Jet Holden, Autumn Nichols, Tyler Bryant, really great. But there's all sorts of like amazing country artists. Like I've already mentioned Charlie Crockett. Like there's just like really great people doing it that it just sucks. It just
I like Charlie Crockett.
Okay, Patreon exclusive. All right, back to the main.
Wow. I had no idea how hot he was. I just knew that one song that you didn't know.
Sorry. So I don't know every lyric. I'm working on it.
Well, I'm going to send it to you. It's so sweet.
Please
it's
do.
like when we were doing research for like the wedding and stuff, like I found this song and I was like, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
How nice is this?
Yeah.
All right. Now we can go back to the main feed.
Now we're back.
Erica just committed a complete faux pas about a celebrity that she claimed to know but didn't know.
So I don't know every lyric. Anyway, it's just kind of interesting. He knows me. But I'm excited. And I hope that they do embrace. I hope that the CMAs and the powers that be in the world recognize. Because, like, does she do anything half-ass?
No, I'll just tell you what, though. I don't think that people in the country music world respond well to this is being taken back. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, no. Yeah, they don't like that shit at all.
No, because they will... We didn't take anything.
Yeah.
Anyways.
You can't make me change.
Babe.
Yes.
What are you hoarding?
Okay. I'm hoarding. I found this movie. I'd seen the advertisement for it and I was like, oh, this is really funny. And then I started watching it. I think I found it on Hulu. I'll have to double check don't mark my words, but it's called Down Low with Zachary Quinto and Lucas Gage. Have you heard about this or seen it?
No.
Oh my God. So it's on Netflix. Sorry, it's on Netflix. So it's a repressed gay man, and he has recently come out and has lost his wife and his family, and he's getting a massage by a young Lucas Gage, and he's, getting a certain type of massage, if you will.
Sure.
But he's, again, down low, he's newly out, and they accidentally kill a man, and then it goes from there. And so like Lucas Gage is kind of like his like gay Sherpa, and Zachary Quinto is this like repressed, recently divorced man. It's really fucking funny.
Okay.
Like really funny of just kind of, there's like, gay hookup culture. There's like Zachary Quinto's repression. He's like, Lucas Gage is so fucking funny, and I'm so glad we have him. It was written by Lucas Gage, actually. But it's Judith Light is in it, and I love her so much. But I was like laugh out loud laughing by myself. It's really fucking funny. It's on Netflix. It's called Down Low. I highly recommend watching it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you hoarding?
I'm also hoarding a movie. It's nominated for Oscars, so it's not like a secret. But if you don't care about the Oscar movies, at least try to catch American Fiction.
Oh,
it's really, really good. First of all, it is not 3 hours long.
Okay.
And that's
an advantage for you.
And the Oscar goes to, you know what I'm saying? I hate 3-hour movies. It makes me angry. Like tighten it up, But American Fiction is about an author who releases a Black author who releases a kind of pandering, sort of like overtly Black book, you know what I'm saying? Under a fake pen name as like kind of like a joke, and it blows up his career and he has to like deal with that. But then there's also like a lot of things going on in his personal life of his mom and stuff. It's really, really good. It's funny and it's real.
Love it.
And it's just like a lot of like the fact that it's even nominated for an Oscar almost feels like ironic. It's really, really good. So I really, really recommend American Fiction.
Okay. Love it. Thank you.
I don't know where to watch it other than a movie theater, but I mean, maybe it's streaming right now. Let me look really fast. It's on Apple TV. You can watch it on Apple TV.
Speaking of movie theaters, I can't wait to see Dune 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh, yeah.
And get one of those popcorn cup that looks like a
butthole.
fleshlight.
Yeah.
So excited. Is it just going to take up space in our home and like collect dust? Obviously. Am I going to eat home popcorn from it every day?
How the AMC, we'll have to cover it on next week's podcast, but because it just doesn't make sense how the amount of networking and whatever, we'll talk about it next week. I don't know how it exists. What are you throwing out?
Okay. Sorry, hearing a lot of hitting.
Sorry.
If a store has a buy one, get one free or a 2 for XYZ price, but they only have one of those things, what are we doing? Like, can I get a rain check for the second one? Can I come back for it? No, you don't do that. So now I'm just supposed to pay full price for one when I could have a second one for $1 more?
Wait, so you're saying like you go into the store to buy like a Gatorade and they go, Gatorades are 2 for what? Buy one, get one free. You're like, but there's only one Gatorade available.
And I'm supposed to pay regular price for that one. No. Give me a rain check so I can come back and get my second Gatorade for free. Or, what can we do here? I hate that. Anyway, what are you throwing away?
I'm throwing away, there's like, I creep around on Zillow and I go to open houses if they're around. Like, it's just like something I do. It's fun. People do it. Sue me, So, but I'm saying I'm coming from like a perspective of someone who's like not even like a prospect buyer right now. Mm-hmm. So what I'm complaining about is ridiculous, but not really. When you hire a staging company to stage your house, I don't necessarily think that's a bad investment. However, when I go out into a house, it's like $1.6 million and it's been staged and there is no TV in the house. I think you've done yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
I honestly think like these staging companies, like you need to stage it with a living room with a TV because all you're showing me is that your house isn't practical. Like these are really popular in the Valley where you'll see these like 3-story, and I think all around the world, but especially in LA in the Valley where we're zoned for them, is these 3-story townhouses.
Yeah.
That kind of just like are little like they're narrow and you have bottom floor, like kitchen, living room, top, like middle floor, bedrooms, top floor, maybe another bedroom or like a rooftop pad. Like it's just straight up and down. Like you have a house with a shit ton of stairs.
Yeah.
And these are most often like very new builds, like brand new because they're getting built everywhere. And so they are staged all the time. And so you have this impractical house with 4 flights of stairs in it. And then on top of that, you paid for it to be staged with no television where I'm like, oh, you're showing me right now that this house is not a livable house because whether you want to admit it or not, we have televisions in our fucking living rooms.
Yeah.
No one, you can try to pitch the aesthetic of like, look at how beautiful your furniture could be. And you could be so like classy and with this like millennial West Elm fucking look. Nope. Okay. Where is my TV? Where does my TV go? Like, it drives me crazy. Cause like, you're truly like, this house is over $1 million. This house with 4 flights of stairs in the middle of North Hollywood where there's like someone shitting on the street is $1.1 million. And you're showing your cards already that there's nowhere to put a TV. This is a stupid house.
Yeah.
Why is there a fireplace here? What the fuck are you doing? So I'm throwing out the staging without a TV. Like that's That's dumb. That's not practical.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for a house and you're in one and you're like, oh, this house looks really nice, I can see myself living here, find the TV. Because if you can't,
get out. Get out. Oh, you're an NPR donor? Get out.
Get out.
Sorry. We have to live. Okay, let us live. That's all.
Let us live, please.
Get off my neck. All right. Cass, where can the people find you?
You can find me in Sasquatch Outpost, Colorado. And I'm not going to say anything else about that because, that's a reference to what we talked about in the Patreon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we pushing the Patreon too hard? I don't care. Where can people find you? And more importantly, where can they find this podcast?
You can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. You can find me anywhere. Basically, go ahead and find me. It's fun. I'm a good time. I'm a good follow. One thing about me.
Yeah.
You're going to get your money's worth because guess what? It's free to follow me. You can find me at Iconic Erica Curry on Poshmark where I'm making waves. I'm an ambassador. I'm really great. I got some good wares. People like the things that I put out there. I promise. Anyway, that's where you can find me. And the podcast, though, more importantly, is at Trashy Trashy Pod on TikTok, Instagram, all of the social platforms. We're now on YouTube because Google Podcast is going away March 1st. So we now have the audio and full transcriptions up on YouTube, if that's one way you want to watch. If you want ad-free episodes and bonus content, you can go to patreon.com/Trashy Trashy Podcast. And for tiers as low as $3 a month, $2 a month for nothing a month, less than can't even get a cup of coffee that way. You can see us there. So go ahead and check us out. We love our free feed listeners. We love our Patreons. It continues to allow the podcast to go. The fastest way for this podcast to grow and the best way to show support is to leave a review in the Apple or Spotify underneath the episode. If you just click podcast, leave a review, 5 stars, tell us why you're trash, tell us what you like about being trash. That's the fastest way to help the podcast grow. Our website is trashytrashypodcast.com. You can send in stories about why you're trash. Email us at trashytrashypodcast@gmail.com to send in stories, correct us. We always love that. Or tell us why you're trash nicely. If you want something that says Trashy Trashy Podcast, let the world know you're a garbage monster. Let them know you're a trash daddy. Head on over to trashytrashypodcast.threadless.com and let us know. Merch. And again, use code Trashy for all discounts and promo codes. Hey, Cass.
What's going on, girl?
I want you to do me a favor, and I need you to stay garbage.
You stay garbage, girl.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye.